Trystanne Cunningham is the creator and host of Issue Zero and founder of Trura Magazine and Media, a multi-platform visibility ecosystem rooted in storytelling, culture, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and humanitarian impact. Her work centers on creating intentional platforms that elevate founders, creatives, entrepreneurs, artists, and underrepresented voices through editorial storytelling, media visibility, live experiences, and community-centered initiatives. Through Trura's Ecolux publishing model, reforestation commitments, and expanding media infrastructure, Cunningham's work reflects a long-term vision centered on visibility with purpose, cultural preservation, and meaningful impact.
Seneca Connor is the co-host of Issue Zero, an attorney and founder of the Bag Icon and Reckoned app, platforms rooted in entrepreneurship, technology, visibility, and cultural engagement. Her work explores the intersections of identity, consumer behavior, ownership, and innovation while creating systems designed to increase accessibility, representation, and long-term opportunity with evolving digital and entrepreneurial landscapes. Her alignment with Issue Zero reflects a shared commitment to intentional building, thoughtful dialogue, and the creation of platforms designed to carry meaningful cultural impact forward.
Every platform begins with a foundation. In the opening episode of Issue Zero, creator and host Trystanne Cunningham and co-host Seneca Connor enter into a conversation around entrepreneurship, identity, visibility, culture, creative discipline, and the responsibility of building platforms designed to create lasting impact.
This is the documented beginning of a larger vision rooted in storytelling, humanity, and community-centered visibility.
Long before recognition arrives, there are people building quietly, holding vision together with discipline, instinct, sacrifice, and belief.
There are stories carried in private before they are even spoken publicly, ideas shaped through lived experience, through culture, through survival, through imagination, through the decision to continue creating even when visibility has not yet arrived.
And somewhere inside that process, foundations are formed, not only for platforms or businesses, but for community, for memory, and the futures people are still trying to reach.
This conversation becomes part of that record, a living archive of voices, perspectives, and people choosing to build with intention, responsibility, and humanity at the center.
This is Issue Zero.
Seneca Connor, we are
Hi.
here. We're starting a podcast together.
I know.
Can you
I'm
believe
so
it?
excited.
Oh my goodness.
It's very exciting. Yeah.
Let's sort of talk a little bit about each other, introduce each other to our audience.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
So before we talk about business and our platforms, who were you before any of this existed?
Oh, wow.
It's a loaded question.
That's a very loaded question. Gosh, because I feel like I've been a lot of different things and I've lived already a few lives already. So
Few seasons.
yes, I've been around a couple of blocks already, but before this and before entrepreneurship, I've been an attorney, and working in criminal defense and then also in immigration. I am mom and to a little boy, a wife, and someone, though, that's always wanted to use my life to help make other people's lives better and this world a better place. So, yeah. So that's, I guess, a short little snippet of who I was and still am.
Tell me a little bit more about home life.
Home life, wow. So I'm juggling a lot. And so home life can be a little bit hectic because I have a lot going on and I'm always, working and moving. But my son, he always comes first and he brings so much joy. And we have a life that's really, centered around family. So when I'm not working, I'm with family and, just being a regular mom and just doing the regular stuff. Yeah, which is great. Yeah, it's really, really nice.
When did you first realize you wanted to create something of your own?
Well, when I started the bag icon, I was looking to create something that I was actually looking for that I really couldn't find. I wanted really quality handbags, but I didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on them. I just could never bring myself to spend that type of money. And also, I just kind of took issue with some of the marketing practices of those luxury houses. So I just decided to start my own and create the perfect bags and also offer those bags to other women like me that were looking for quality without the
Price tag.
yeah,
Yeah.
the markup.
But
Right.
they are absolutely beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
if you guys have not heard of the bag icon, I think you should really check it out. It
Check it
has a very
out.
amazing, it has an amazing story behind it. Rooted in Seneca's past and her grandmother,
Yeah,
and the bags are just beautifully made. They're
thank you.
Italian made leather, very well made, and just absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Can't wait to get that pink one. But anyway,
Yes, I'm putting it to the side for you. Well, I want to ask a couple of questions too. So,
tell me.
yes. So, what was creativity like for you growing up? Because you're a very creative person. And so, how did you come to that place of embracing your creativity?
I think it started for me very early on. My grandmother was a seamstress. She made all school uniforms and
Wow.
dresses, and she was a homemaker.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was a tourist guide.
Oh, wow.
This is on my mom's side.
Okay.
He was a tourist guide and he owned an art shop. I actually
Wow.
thought about this a few days ago. I was like, oh my God, like, no wonder I'm so attracted to beauty
Right.
and art and, meticulous curation. I forgot about that. Like, he sold um, art pieces and also art crafts from
Right.
in Haiti, where I grew up. And my mom was always worked. And my dad is in politics. So, I was exposed to a lot of early sort of, diplomacy, if
Right.
you will,
Right.
um, which everything was always perfect, right?
Right.
So I'm learning to not
Right.
try to
Yeah.
be perfect
Perfect.
with
Yeah.
everything all the time, but I think that's where the creative aspect comes from. Even my paternal grandmother, she was a homemaker, and she that was a different type of meticulous curation,
Right.
the way the table was always set,
Oh,
and
yeah. Definitely.
all of that,
There's
the
an order,
tablecloth. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there's intention, there's order, there's,
Beauty.
beauty
Yeah.
and structure just in the everyday, um, life of creating a home,
Yes.
really and
Yes.
truly. So when did you begin questioning the spaces and the systems that were around you?
It's funny because I think as a young kid, even, being exposed to, my dad in politics or diplomacy, or, even within family exchanges, you do start to notice who gets attention, who gets visibility, who gets to be heard. and it's not always fair, right?
Right.
But you do, I think at a young age, you start noticing that, and it starts being embedded in you to see, should I be lighter skin? Should I
Mm,
have straighter hair? Or, all of these things that we always we grew up with,
right.
and not knowing what pocket you fit in.
Mm,
And then it was overdrive when we moved here from Haiti.
sure.
I was 15. I was supposed to go to the 8th grade, I think, or I was 13. I was 13. I was supposed to go to the 8th grade, and I skipped a grade and went straight to high school.
Oh, wow.
And it was a complete shock because
That
I went
must
to
have been a very, very shocking.
very
Just
shocking.
high school in general
Yes.
in, the country where you grew up is difficult.
And it was mixed gender here in Haiti. I
Right.
was in all girls Catholic school,
Right.
and extremely difficult transition for me. Um, I remember being when I went to high school, I was so lonely because I
Mm,
couldn't connect with anybody.
right.
And what shocked me the most and what was the most hurtful was the discrimination I felt from other Black people,
Yeah.
which was very shocking to me because I thought we were supposed to, support each
Right.
other. And because I spoke English in an accent, and I
Right.
dressed, different,
Yeah.
and wore,
Yeah.
different earrings, or the way my hair was, it was just, I felt very lonely. So I would literally leave class, go from class to class. If there was recess, I would go and eat my lunch in my next class. And I was just lonely, lonely, lonely. And that went on from freshman and sophomore year.
Okay.
And in sophomore year, there was this wonderful friend. I'm actually going to call her out. Her name is Carolyn McQueen.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the one that came and said, "Why are you always in the class? Come with us," and whatever. And then she
That's
kind of brought me out of
wonderful.
my shell.
Shout out to Carolyn.
Shout out to her. We're still in touch. And then, little by little, I found my people
Yeah.
and started coming into my own. But it was very, very difficult when I first moved here.
Yeah.
And I think based on that system of, not having connection or visibility or being ignored, it started shaping that, sort of vision for me of
Right.
access and visibility and connection and inclusion,
Right.
if you will. So it started there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now you've, taken that experience and turned it into something that gives other people visibility and that gives other people a voice and shows diversity and inclusion, which, nowadays here can be, like
Scarce.
four letter words
Yes.
in
Yes.
some places. But you've taken kind of what was a hard situation and turn it into something, that's beautiful and that does exactly what you would have needed at that time. So,
100%. And,
yeah.
although it took, 30 years,
Yeah.
but, I think finding your purpose and your why. And I've always been a very generous person. So I always I'm definitely a giver. So this was in the most creative, beautiful way. It was a natural path for me to follow.
That's wonderful. That's really
Now you tell me, what did the beginning stages of building actually look like behind the scenes?
Oh
Because we never
gosh.
talk about.
The behind the scenes
Yes.
look like a hot mess. Basically. I mean, here's the thing. So, I'm an attorney. I went to law school. I also went to business school and I have an MBA, but it doesn't really prepare you for running a business. And so there's a huge learning curve. And so the beginning kind of looked like a lot of mistakes. and look like, a lot of lessons learned. I mean, the first bag that I went to produce in Italy, my the manufacturer who I worked with and I trusted sold my design. And before I even launched the bag, I saw someone else selling it. And I was
No.
just, and so, what could I do? What I ended up doing was got another manufacturer and I had to redo all the bags.
Oh my God.
And I ended up donating the bags to the YWCA and women that were victims of domestic abuse and that were fleeing terrible situations and leaving all of their belongings, and they needed, everything.
Yeah.
And so I was able to give the bags to them, to a worthy cause. So that's what it looks like. It just looked like a lot of mistakes. And like over these past 4 years with the bag icon, I've learned a lot. And I've definitely feel like I'm on much better footing now, having gone through some of the things that I went through in the early stages. Um, and, a lot of businesses don't last beyond 1 year. I'm going
Yeah.
to be going on my 4th year and prayerfully, to my 5th and 6th and 7th, 8th and 9th, 10th and
Yes.
on and on.
And 20 and 50
Yeah.
and yeah.
And so part of it is just that tenacious kind of spirit that I have and that grit and determination, just resilience, and just keep going,
Yes.
just really keep going. And I have, my personal life and situation, and it really kind of helped me at a hard time when I lost my mother. And
That's coming up.
it helped me to have something to distract me
From the pain.
from the pain that, was really overwhelming. So, and I was, able to deal with the grief while building something that was actually kind of fun and exciting for me as well. So it was very helpful.
And you brought her into it, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like she's a part of it, and that's something that you carry with you all the time.
Oh, yeah. There's nothing that I do that isn't influenced by my mother because I'm definitely my mother's daughter. And she taught me everything that I know, like just sitting here today, she taught me how to do my hair. She was a hairdresser and I learned how to do my own hair, from my mom. She just taught me, how
Posture.
how to put on my makeup, how to sit, how to stand, like she was an etiquette teacher. She taught me everything that I know.
Yeah.
And so, I owe her everything. And so everything that you see me doing and every bag that I make, whatever it is I'm doing, it's a reflection of what my mom poured into me.
And that's why everything is so beautiful and well made.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So let's talk about a new venture that you have coming, which I think, besides everything that we are doing together, being uber aligned on so many different aspects of our businesses, our private lives. When you told me about this, I was like, oh my God, yes, please. So tell me what inspired the creation of the Reckoned app.
Yes. So I think it's an interesting story because it's so relevant to where we are right now with so many different issues, especially as a Black woman that we're facing. I had the idea for Reckoned last year.
Okay.
And so the premise of Reckon, it's an app that you can download on your phone. And then it's also a browser extension.
Yes.
So you can install it onto Safari or Chrome. And what it does is I have come up with 7 different dimensions that I am measuring major brands against. So I score the brands from, just like a grading scale from A to F. And they're scored based on those 7 dimensions, which like workplace diversity, their legal record, their supplier diversity, their commitment to the Black community. Do they, contribute to HBCUs? Their So all of these different things that are important. And when we started to see last year the rollbacks of DEI, and so Target was like the huge one, right? That was a major boycott. But what I wanted to know last year is like, so what is everybody else doing? Because like Target is one, but I don't know what other companies are doing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't really have the time to go and research every single company that I'm shopping with. And I'm like, gosh, I wish I had an app. Or you know what I really wish I had? I wish that when I was on somebody's website that I could get a pop-up that just tells me who I'm shopping with.
Yes.
And that's what I've created. A year ago, I couldn't figure out a way to do it that wouldn't cost me, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But with the advent of AI, I was able to build it myself. I was able to code and build it. And I'm not a tech person, but I was able to do this. And then I've gotten a developer, a shout out to Michael, my developer. And we've worked together to get it to a place. It's launching later this month for everyone. And we've scored 816 brands. But not just that, we also include a Black-owned directory. So when you're on, let's just say you're on Sephora's website. So you're going to get their score. And then you'll also see Black-owned alternatives. So if you decide that you don't want to shop at Sephora and you want to support a Black-owned business, it will be right there. You just click it and it'll take you, to that website. So I'm very excited because in this day and time, we need all hands on deck.
Yes.
We need to exercise our economic power. We need to exercise our political power. We need everything right now for the fight that we are up against.
We need to know who we're supporting because it's the most important thing right now. You cannot, we cannot continue going back. We were hoping that we weren't going to go back, but I think we were proven that Project 2025 and the ideas behind all of these rollbacks were things that have been worked on for probably about 40, 50 years. That we, I think us Black women understood the assignment, not because of the benefits we would have, but because of the benefits everybody would, reap. And 92% of us voted for every single one of us to continue to have opportunities and,
Right.
improve on what we had so far. But unfortunately, this is where we are. And I think we all have to put our focus on how we're going to support each other.
Yes.
And prop up businesses that are actually supporting us back.
Right.
And not focus on just the capitalism
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants pretty purses. Everybody wants pretty shoes. Everybody wants to support things that are going to be beneficial, not just for them, but for their kids and so on.
Sure.
So I think Reckoned is just very timely. And you showed it to me the other day, which was so fun. You were like, if I put Vogue, for example, we'll see what score they get.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Trura will come up and it'll say, hey,
Yeah,
here's an alternative,
exactly.
which I think is just bravo.
I just, yeah,
Brava.
it's really important that we know about Black-owned businesses, like, and we know that they're out there, like your magazine, like it should be right there as, in the same category as a Vogue. But the issue is that people don't know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that is that's the thing. It's the visibility.
Mm-hmm.
It's, what your vision with Trua
Mm-hmm.
really addresses, right?
Yes.
And so now we have a way as a Black community
Mm-hmm.
to know, number one, who we're shopping with, and then make a decision. And then also look and see who in the Black-owned space is a competitor, and that is also worthy of your support
Exactly.
and worthy of your dollars.
We have to vote with our dollar.
We
We
absolutely
have to.
do.
We have to. And that's the perfect segue to my next question to you, which is, why do you believe visibility matters so much more in today's world?
Well, it's well, first, I think as a Black woman founder, um, that's bootstrapping my businesses, um, that it's very difficult to compete with the larger businesses that have VC funding that can, spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars on media campaigns and PR
Marketing.
campaigns and marketing. And all of that stuff costs a lot of money, right? And because we're so poorly funded,
Mm,
in the venture capital space, a lot of times we don't have the same visibility. It's people don't know that we're out there, and we have maybe equally as good products, equally as good, magazines, artwork, everything,
yeah.
right? But if people don't know you exist,
Yeah. How are they going to find
how are
you?
they going to, find you, support you? And how are you going to grow and scale,
Yes.
right? So that's why visibility matters. Ownership matters right now.
Yes.
Visibility matters right now in the state that our country is in.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. So you're asking all the questions. So I want to ask some questions, and I want to jump into the purpose of this
Venture.
podcast and why we're here today.
Yes.
So this was your idea. This was your concept. And so I want to know, and I want the people that are watching us to know, like, what is your vision? Why did you create this? And what do you hope to accomplish and to offer to our listeners?
Issue zero came to mind when I've been, birthing, as I say, this child, Trura, for this year's our 8th year. So it's been a long journey, a lot of, sleepless nights, a lot of tears,
Yeah.
and a lot of, why am I doing this? Why should I continue to do this? But I think I wanted to create an ecosystem of visibility where it doesn't stop at social media, email marketing, and the basics.
Right.
And I could say 99% of founders that I've met over the last 8 years have the exact same problem:
Sure.
visibility. And visibility brings dollars
Right.
sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So they're not big enough to have marketing,
Right. Those marketing budgets. Yeah.
and but they're making beautiful products.
Right.
Your handbags, perfect example, and so many others that we featured in Tour Magazine because we wanted to elevate the brands through storytelling and through an ecosystem where they can be seen and heard in a beautiful, 100% recycled paper, biodegradable laminate, vegetable ink
We
magazine.
have one here,
Yes.
right here. And
Yes.
this is, I
Yes.
mean, this is just absolutely gorgeous. Like the quality of this magazine, I challenge you to put this magazine against any magazine that you can find on the newsstands, and the quality is better. I'm telling you right now, and I'm a connoisseur of books, bibliophile. I love my magazines and my books, and this is just exquisite. It's excellence. This is Black excellence, and I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That makes me
Thank you.
chuffed. I'm chuffed.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Issue Zero was created as an extension to Trura. So in addition to giving a platform, creating an ecosystem and a platform to provide a voice to the under-recognized and underrepresented emerging brands, talented creatives, entrepreneurs, etc., in the most elevated way. So I hope that Issue Zero will bring more visibility. We hope to bring a lot of the individuals that have been featured in Truer Magazine on the podcast to give them more visibility. And we have so much in store for this coming season. But yeah, it's kind of an extension of Trura and to extend our visibility engine through this amazing conversational new era of radio
and media.
Yeah.
No, I think it's exciting. I think that I'm really excited to be co-hosting with you and to talk about the issues that are pertinent
Yes.
to us as women, to us as Black women, to us as Black people in
Yes.
this environment, in this country. There's so much that is important to talk about. And we need not just to talk, but we also need to share and give our advice, experiences, feedback,
Guidance.
for guidance. People can learn from my mistakes that I've made, which
Yes.
I'm happy to share,
100%.
and maybe they won't make the same mistakes, or maybe they'll learn something that they can apply to their own business.
Yes.
And because really that is the way, is to, once you
Educate.
get to a certain place, is to bring up the people that are behind you, and bring them up and give them that information,
So that they
can grow.
improve and be better than you.
Right.
I'm 100% there. And I think that's why we align so much on this vision. And, I think this brings us perfectly to, do you remember our first conversation?
I do. I do remember our first conversation about this idea and this concept that you had after I had a couple of, videos on Instagram that kind of went viral and talking about some current issues.
Yes. We'll have a whole episode on that.
Yes, we definitely will. It was really just sparked, by the industry that I'm in and the competition, what I'm competing with in terms of my industry, and trying to disrupt this so-called luxury market and industry, right? And peel back the layers of,
like an onion.
Yes. And, clear some of the smoke and mirrors that are there, right? Because a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. But anyway, that was a great conversation.
Yes.
We just talked and realized that we were on the same page about so many things. And I was so excited to join in.
Yes.
On your podcast.
Yeah, our first conversation was a bit of shock for me. We didn't know each other at all.
Right.
And we didn't meet in person for the first time until about a month ago.
Right. Yeah.
But for 2 years, we were in contact, keeping in touch, supporting each other, far away.
Right, right. Even though
At a
we're not
distance.
far away,
Yes, I know,
we
we're
live
not.
in the same
And I
area.
couldn't
Yeah.
remember if you lived here, if you lived in LA. I don't know why. And then when I spoke to you again and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in Saratoga. And I was like,
Yeah.
really?
I used to live in LA.
Yeah.
I lived in LA for like 18 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Thank God.
now
Thank God.
now I'm in the Northern California, which I
Yes.
absolutely love. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, I love it here.
And we spent like an hour and a half on the phone, and then we became fast friends. And then when I saw this post, and I was like, oh my God, this is just, I had everything set up for the podcast for me to be on by myself. And I said, she would make a great co-host. Like, let me see if she'll be interested. And you quickly said, yeah, I want to
Yeah,
do this with you.
I know.
And it just, the alignment is, the synergy is, we're grateful, God, if you're
We
still
are.
there.
We're so grateful, and I always have had a lot to say. And just know where to say it. I've never been a really big social media person, or really, I only really started posting things on social media in the past couple of months. Oh
Really?
yeah,
You inspire me. You and Carla.
I never say much at all. I've always, when I was younger, I always got in trouble for my big mouth, always in trouble. I mean, if you talk to anybody that knows me, and like family members grew up with me, that's the one thing they will say is like, there was that girl always had a mouth on her. But, now I feel like I have something to say. Hopefully I've, gained some wisdom, some growth, maturity,
I think so.
and I have something to offer. And so I'm glad to have the platform to do that. So
Yes,
thank you
yes.
for that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm so excited to continue our friendship, and then to go into this new, you know, venture
So
with
tell
you.
us what we have to look forward to for this season. So just give us a little sneak peek.
Oh, so good. So good,
So
so good. We
so
have
we know what to expect,
expect
and these viewers know to keep tuning
tuning in.
in
Yes,
and what
fantastic.
they can expect
That's
from
why you're a great
us.
co-host, you see?
Yeah, I mean, I try.
We have so many amazing individuals coming on. We have Brendan Ruffin, photographer and visual artists. We have no relation, comedian Amber Ruffin.
Yes,
We have our good friend Carla Truitt, founder
yes,
of 8 Royale. We have Akila Kadeh, Dr. Akila Kadeh. She wrote an amazing book on white supremacy is around us, or is all around, I believe.
right,
Dorian Webb, founder of Dorian Webb Jewelry, and many others. But we all have something in common. We're all
right,
founders and creatives,
right,
and we all support each other. And they've been featured in the magazine, or will be featured in the magazine. And we're extending the visibility through the podcast
right.
to give added visibility. But the conversations will be rooted in, storytelling and
Yeah,
just fun.
right. We've got different, focuses for each episode, and we're not going to give too much away, but we're going to talk about lots of things that are very pertinent to our current lives, like. And some things might be controversial,
Yes,
some things
political.
are provocative,
Mm-hmm.
but these are conversations that we can't ignore and we need to have. So I'm super excited for this season, and to start having these conversations, offering something that's really important
Yes.
and valuable for our listeners,
Yes.
and also giving the visibility and the voice to our guest.
Yes.
And so you're gonna meet so many great founders and learn about all of these great businesses and learn from them. And yeah, I'm just excited.
Me too. I'm extremely, extremely excited, and I am just grateful for your time and energy that you bring, and I look forward to building this with you.
Thank you, Tristan. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you watch because we have so many great things that are going to be coming your way.
Yes, definitely. Please do so. And this
This
is
is Issue Zero.